All right, so today we're going to talk about what evaporation is. This is for my lesson plan for my second grade science lesson called Where's the Water? So, what is evaporation? Evaporation is a process by which water changes from a liquid to a gas or vapor. Um, so, evaporation is caused by the speeding up of water molecules. Liquids evaporate into the air when their molecules gain enough energy to break free of the liquid surface tension and become a gas. So we'll have the liquid molecules moving like this. They gain enough energy that they separate and start moving faster. So heat increases evaporation. Heat speeds up the molecules and causes them to separate. Evaporation happens at any temperature above freezing point. So evaporation is different than boiling water because it doesn't happen at boiling point, it happens at any temperature of above freezing. So no additional energy is needed to be added for evaporation to occur. So evaporation actually happens faster whenever it's windy. This is because if you have like the ocean or body of water here, the wind sweeps over it, moving the water particles away. Then the air there is more dry, so the water molecules from the body of water are more easily able to escape up into the air. So evaporation changes depending on the humidity, like I was just talking about. Evaporation is faster when the air is dry. It's slower when it's more humid. So when the air is dry, there's less air molecules turning into liquid. When it's more humid, there's more water molecules in the air, so they can more easily go back into their liquid form. So for this experiment, we are going to be looking at the difference of evaporation in a closed versus an open container. So in a closed container, lid over it, the water particles cannot escape. They can go up into the air a little bit, into the top of the jar, and then it gets super humid there, and then they go back into the water very easily, or into liquid form more easily. So it kind of equals out and the volume stays the same there. But if it's an open container, it can easily break out into the air and evaporate into the air. So evaporation rate also depends on surface area. So with a larger surface area, such as in a pie pan or something, more water is exposed to the air. So it can more easily escape from different spots. If you have a smaller container, even same volume of water, but a smaller opening into the air, it's a lot harder for it to evaporate and escape into the air because evaporation only happens at the surface level. It can't just come out of the middle of the liquid. So every liquid can evaporate. And some examples for real life evaporation that we can talk about in the class would be drying our clothes or hanging up a towel. If you hang up a towel outside, we all know, or even in the bathroom, we know you have to lay it out so that the most surface level or surface area possible is showing. This is because the water can escape into its gas form into the air a lot easier if there's more surface area. So another example would be ironing clothes. That's adding heat energy, and so cooling down of like coffee or tea, you see the steam on top. That's an example of evaporation. Um, if your hair is wet and you go outside and it dries, that's also an example of evaporation. So we see it a lot in our everyday life, and it's important to know what is actually happening.